One, you people has been entered as a consultant, as a FIC. What is the work roles will be there for yours? And even when you are entering onto the SAP as a consultant, what should you people has to do? And the total session will be covering all these things. And in this session, which we named as a project preparation phase, that means the total course of this one, which we are discussing, it is called as a project preparation. It is called as a project preparation. And in this project preparation, first of all, what you people has to be starts with, or else what is the starting content which we have to start from the first initial link. In the sense of initially we are starting this topics from at the start of the point, which we are calling as an ASAP. The first one which we have to discuss as an ASAP methodology, and in generally which we are calling as an ASAP in the sense of as soon as possible. But it was not an as soon as possible. Actually, it was a separate methodology which is the SAP system, or which the SAP process will be happening. So, which is called as an ASAP in the sense of accelerated SAP. So, what is the exact meaning of this accelerated SAP in the sense of whenever the SAP system is there and which we are working for a client, as a client, we have collected the requirements from the client, and as per that we have to meet it. And whatever we are doing, total process will be depends upon this SAP methodology. That means total business process implementation or customization is completely depending upon this SAP methodology. Under this SAP methodology, the first level which we are calling as a project preparation. And what will be happening in this project preparation, especially in this project preparation phase, what will be happens is, say for example, we are working for SAP, and we are working in Infosys, and we are working for the client of the Cipla Pharmaceuticals, say for example. That means we are the persons which is working for the client of Cipla, and as well as we are working in SAP as a Infosys employee. That means as an Infosys employee, we have to take care about of the Cipla companies SAP methodology, how it will. So whenever this Cipla company wants to convert their business transactions into SAP, in Infosys, which I said that you people are the Infosys. Excuse me. In Infosys, you people are there. As an Infosys people, the first level will be there here, which we can call it as an project preparation. That means whenever the Cipla persons wants to convert their business organization to SAP, they are interacting directly with the people of the high level preparation or the project preparation phase in Infosys. And what here it will be happening is the total agreements and the contracts, and also the preparation of a MOU, which is called as a mutual of understanding, or else which we can call it as a memorandum of understanding in between of the client company, that means the Cipla company, and as well as the Infosys. That means how much of the time it will be takes for the complete implementation, and how much of the price it will be, and even when it will be complete, so much of the time, and in between of this duration, how much of the payment they has to be paid, and the total terms and conditions will be discussing by this high level preparation or the project preparation phase, which is called as an SAP methodology, the first level. And the second level, which is called as an BBP. In other words, it will be called as an business blueprinters. That means after completion of the interaction with the Cipla, to Infosys. One of the things which has been happened by through the Cipla to Infosys, and whatever the terms and conditions has been accepted here, after completion of the terms and conditions in the second level phase, and in the second phase people are went to the client phase. That means from the Infosys, the first level is in a done, and the second level people will be going to the Cipla company, and they are collecting the requirements, which we can call it as a requirement gathering. Requirement gathering from the client base. Requirement gathering from the client base, which is called as a second level, and the third level, which we can call it as a realization. So, what exactly by the realization? So, what do you mean by the realization in the sense of whatever the client has been collected the requirements from that. So, as per those of the requirements, these people has been customizing the SAP applications. That means which we can call it as a customization. That means always whenever we are working as an SAP consultant, we people are in the customization. The first level will be the interacting with the clients, and interacting with the clients to the project preparation phase, how much of the time it will take and how much of the money it was, and when should it has to be paid, and everything, all the details has been decided in the project preparation phase. And as well as in the business blueprint phase, it will discussing with the client's requirement, which we can call it as a gathering the requirements from the clients. And after gathering the requirements from the clients, whatever the requirements has been came from the client, as per the client requirements, the realization phase people has to be maintaining the or customizing the SAP applications. This is the second level, the third level which we are calling. And after completion of this one, just a second please. Sorry. So after completion of the customization, whatever the applications has been customized by us, that has to be given to the client. That means which we can simply say that as an it is an a trainee level. That means whatever we have done, the application process and everything and the customization, that can be given to the client place for the test. So which we can call it as an a final preparation. Means whatever the testing will be done in a set, and as well as end user training also. Testing and end user training, and whatever the end user training also has been completed, then it will be go to the go live and as well as support. So this is what the SAP real-time project will be happening in the totally 5 levels or the 5 pages. Totally 5 levels and the 5 pages. And in this totally 5 levels or the 5 pages, the first level, which we can call it as an project preparation, that means making the contracts with the client people, and as well as taking the confirmation from the client's people, and as well as making of an MOU from the client. And after completion of this project preparation phase, again the next phase will be starts, which is called as a business blueprint. And this business blueprint of the Infosys, what we are doing is we are collecting the requirements from the client, and as per the requirements, the third level people has been customizing the applications of the clients. And after customizing of the applications of the clients, in the final preparation, whatever we have customized, that can be verified, or else that can be modified, or that can be tested by the user phase, which is called as a training level or the final preparation level. And after completion of the final preparation also, it will be goes to the go live. That means everything has been done, and again it will be going to the conversion. Again it has to be installed in the client level place, the client level place, which we will call as a go live and as well as support. So this is what which we are calling as an ASAP methodology. In the real time, in the real time, the total SAP process will be happening by through this methodology. This is the methodology which we are calling as an ASAP methodology. In generally, instead of the ERP or the customization, in generally in a software development, it will be called as an SDLC. SDLC in the sense of which we can call as a software development life cycle. But instead of that development which we are doing the customization, whenever we are doing the customization, it will be not called as an SDLC and it will be called as an ASAP methodology. And even it was finished, I know what is the ASAP methodology and where I have to work. And the next discussion is when we are doing as an when we are facing of an interview, say for example, as an interviewer, which I am asking that, okay, Mr. Johnny or Imam, can you tell me about of what exactly by the SAP? Here the first question will be generated. So what is the meaning of the SAP? So in generally, when you people are learning the course, we know that it is a systems and as well as applications and products and products in data processing in data processing. So that is the abbreviation of the SAP, which I am also accepting this one. But what exactly by the system? What exactly by the application? And what exactly by the products? So here S means systems, as which you know that's one. So here the system is nothing but like any company or any organization. And after completion of the system, which we have to discuss about of the applications. So what do you mean by the applications? In the sense of whatever the transactions, whatever the transactions which is happening in that particular company or any organization, whatever the transactions which is happening in the company or the particular organization or any system, that's what we are calling as an applications, nothing but like tasks. And as well as P, what would be the products? So in generally products means the where different types of the materials. So like here also, whatever in our company will be there, whatever the company will be there, and that company will be here products. That means the company doing the transactions of the department. That means if there is a company or any organization which is called as a system, and as well as whatever the applications which will be happening in the particular company, which is called as an applications, and all those applications has been divided into different types of the departments, which we can call as an products, and we have to make that company wise transactions into department wise. We need to make it into the different types of the departments into the particular data processing department wise data processing. That means what exactly by the SAP in the sense of it's in the systems, applications and products in data processing means of if there is a company or any organization which is working with a lot of the transactions, and all those transactions has been divided into different departments which we need to convert into a particular data processing work. That particular data processing work is called as SAP. The particular data processing work is called as SAP. And even the society is not considered on the software, and even it was not considered onto the language, and even it is not considered to the softwares. Then what it was in the sense of it was especially calling as an ERP. That means what exactly by the ERP? E. Let's take this one. Enterprise. R. Resources. Enterprise. Resource. And P, which is called as a plant. So that is the exact meaning of the ERP. Enterprise resource planning. That means what is an enterprise? Means if there is a company or any organization which is called as an enterprise. That means whatever the company is there, which is called as an enterprise, and resources. Let's say for example, money, manpower, management, and machineries. Like that, there should be a multiple of the resources will be there. whatever the things which we require, which we are calling as an a resources, and we need to make into the particular plan. That means we need to make into the particular otherwise, which we can call as an a plan. That means what exactly by the ERP in the sense of enterprise resource planning. That means enterprise resource planning. That means if there is a company or any organization which is working with a lot of the resources, and whatever the resources which we are having, we need to convert it to a particular class, particular planning procedure. That particular planning procedure which we are calling as an ERP. So here SAP is also comes under on ERP. I am also accepting this one. SAP is comes under on the ERP, but not only SAP is an ERP. That means there is a lot of the ERPs will be available, including with SAP. So why should all the companies are going for the ERP nowadays in the sense of the software, for example? So whenever I want to work with the software, first of all I need to make a development of the software. That means it will take a lot of the time and the money and everything will be lost. So, and as well as accounting packages, which is already available and which we can directly use it. That is also good. But we can't say that that will be matching to our company's requirement. That's why the ERPs has been introduced. What about the ERP is whatever the client or the company requires, as per the company's requirement, the ERP has been already developed, and as per those requirements we can customize this one. That means as per the requirements of the company we can do the modifications of that one. So how it has to be modified and what we have to do, that's what we are learning here in this session. So here what is the SAP, what is the ERP in the sense of, that's what exactly. Maybe if you can answer this question as like this in your interview session. As an interviewer, which I am asking that, okay Mr. Jani and Nivan, I am accepting that SAP is comes on, it is good to go for the ERP instead of the software development or anything. But what my problem is that if the client wants to go for the ERP, why should especially they has to be go for the SAP? Even there should be a lot of the ERPs also will be there. No? Then why should you people has been came into the ERP of SAP? Why don't you go for the other ERPs? Or else why should the other companies are going not going for the other ERPs, especially why they are coming into the SAP and this and so on. Let's take as an example. Oracle Finance. This is also one ERP. And as well as PeopleSoft, Siebel, and as well as Bond, and as well as JD Edwards, and also the SAP. Like that, there should be a multiple of the ERP packages will be there. But whenever we have taken the Oracle Finance as a business organization, if I have chosen the Oracle Finance, it was good for me, for my organization. But how much it was good in the sense of, for my company's financial transactions, that means for my company's financial transactions, it was good. As well as the PeopleSoft. The PeopleSoft is also so much of the flexible. But sorry, the PeopleSoft is completely working for the HR. As like a Siebel, Siebel is completely working for the CRM. As well as the BON, the production activities. See, Siebel is for the CRM. As like as BON for the purchase and as well the production. And the JD Edwards. JD Edwards is completely working for the sales. That means if myself is a Cipla and in my company I'm having totally 10 departments, if I want to work with my 10 departments, I need to choose that 10 different servers and 10 different ERP packages. Why? Because each and every ERP package is completely working for the particular type of the applications only, not for the total type of applications. And the situation, the data integration will not be possible. It will be the huge problems will be there. So in this situation, instead of using these of the ERP packages, one of my friend has been suggested to me go for this one. That's it. That's why I came here. But is this SAP is also working for the particular type of the applications? This is also not any useful. But what I'm saying that The SAP is totally having the 64 types of the application layers. 64 types of the application layers. And these are the application areas which we are calling as an functionalities or else functionalities. That means, first of all, this SAP package has been introduced by the company name of SAP AG. This SAP package has been introduced by the company name of SAP AG. And this is the company name, and it was located at World of City. World of City. And this World of City is based at Germany on 1972. So when they have started the research of this SAP AG company, what they have done that instead of the making or collecting the requirements for one country or one company, what they have done there, they have collected the requirement from the world's smallest organization to from the world's highest organization, and as well as global countries also. That means they have collected the requirements from all the companies and even from all the countries also. They have collected all the companies' requirement and as well as all the countries' requirement, and as well as whatever they have collected those requirements from the different types of the companies and different types of countries, they have maintained all those requirements into this SAP package by using the backend language of the ABAP. What exactly by the ABAP in the sense of Advanced Business Application Programming Language? By using this Advanced Business Application Programming Language, the SAP people has been developed the all the clients requirement, all the companies and the countries requirement into this SAP package. After that, they have divided that they have divided those of the SAP package into 64 functionalities. Under that 64, we are also working for the one of the functionality which is called as an FI and C. So that means whatever if the client is asking more than the one department or more than the multiple of the departments, so directly we can make those of the departments under one roof. That means under one software ERP package. That software ERP package which is called as an SAP. That means the SAP can have the different types of the departments. That's why we can make the integration and between of all those of the applications into one server, and that integration is also which we are using, which we can call it as a flexible integration, which we are using as a flexible integration. The SAP system having totally different types of the application areas, and totally 64 types of the application areas will be there, and we can work with all those 64 types of the application areas into one server. And even if the client is not asking about of the total 64, if they want to the 10 or 15 or 20 or something, whatever also they can choose. That's why which I am calling as a flexible. What would be the flexible in the sense of the flexible is nothing but again as per our requirement we can choose. So under here, which now we are making the project. Let's see. In a project, what will be happens here? The first concept of this project, which we are discussing about of the SAP methodology, ASAP. So what exactly by the ASAP in the sense of that is nothing but like a methodology for making of a project. That means the total project will be happening in these phases, in these levels, like this, like this. That is called as an SAP methodology. And after that, landscape. That means how the system will be works and how the systems will be making the network in real time. That is called as a landscape, and which is called as an R3 structure landscape, how it will be connected. And when we are in the SAP company or any consultancy company, what would be our roles and responsibilities? Under that, if we are working as a consultant, what do you mean by the TL? What do you mean by the CL consultant? And what do you mean by the implementation? And what do you mean by the rollout, support, status meeting, kickoff meetings, and offshore and on-site and knowledge transfer?
What these are the words which we are generally hearing in SAP projects. And even when we want to write a letter or when we want to collect the requirements from the client, either in the implementation or the support, how to connect to the client network, and even how to timesheet filling. So what is the supporting tickets, and what with the business blueprints. That means when we are coming to here in the business blueprints, what we are doing that we are collecting, we are taking one blueprint which has been already done in the past of days. Means in the from the past of the years, which is the project has been done as like as in a Cipla which we are taking, as like as in a Cipla which we are taking one company. But when we are learning of the FI, what we have done that we have learned only the FI and C, but not here. So what here will be happening is instead of the one FI consultant role, we are planning or we are making the work as a full life cycle implementation. Electrical implementation. That means what exactly will be happening in the real time. Everything, what everything will be starting from here and how it will be works there. That means in enterprise structure, generally. In an enterprise structure, which we know that the company for business area, consolidation business area, and so on. But instead of that, when during of the project, what we are doing that from there, what is the plan? And as well as what is the storage location, and as well as what is the purchasing organization, and how many of the purchasing groups are there, and how to make a purchase of that raw material. Whenever we have made a purchase of that material has to be convertible into raw material to finishing product. When it was converting the raw material into the finished product, how it will be, and all those process will be comes into this business blueprint. And including with this business blueprint, which we can call it as an E2E. E2E in the sense of end-to-end implementation, as which is said that now. End to end. End to end in the sense of from the starting to ending. From the starting to ending, what will be happens? What will be happens? From the starting to ending. From the starting, it is an enterprise structure. At the end, it will be called as some profitability analysis. So like that, when starting of the enterprise structure to ending of the when starting of the enterprise structure to ending of the souls. What is the ending is profitability. So as like that, from starting to ending, as an FICO consultant, as a full life cycle implementation process, what exactly we have to do. So that's what we are learning in this session. That's what we are doing in this session. So as in this session, the complete the complete business blueprint will be like that. And even after completion of this project blueprint and everything, the gap. So what it was in a gap, what it was in a gap. So what exactly was the gap in the sense of the client has been asked that A and B, but the SAP system is not having the A and B. It contains only the C and D. Then what we have to do? So what we have to do that whatever the A and B there, we have to the client is asking about of the C and D. That means whatever the client is asking that will not matching up with the SAP system. So in the situation, what we have to do that later. So in this situation, what we have to do that whatever the client is asking that requirement, as per that requirement, we need to make a modification of the SAP system. But what I'm saying that the client is asking A and B, but here in the SAP system, it was in a C and D. That means whatever the client is being asking for us, which is called as an as is, and what he's asking to get that has to be comes into the SAP system, that is called as a to be. That means whatever the as is and whatever the to be, these two has been not matched up. That means the client requirement and the SAP system is not matching with the requirement. Then it was generated the gap. That is called as a gap, which we can call it as a GAP, gap analysis. So as per the as is and to be, what is the gap and how it has to be fulfilled, gap analysis, and how to make the project plan, and how to make the project plan, and even how to give the specifications to the functional team, for the functional team. So how it should be the making of a technical team. That means, which I said that one thing has been not there, and the other thing which is there. That means we have to convert that non-SAP to SAP how it was. Otherwise, the client requirement will not be matching up with the specifications. What we have to do. So, in this situation, we need to make that development also. That means we need to give that requirement to the consultant team of the technical, how it will be. That means which we can call as a functional specifications to the technical team. So this is called as a specifications to the so on. And after completion of this, what is the transport request? When we have given the number range, say for example of ABC and XYZ, that ABC is the number range, but that has to reach to the particular server which is called as an BC. How the data will be going to here to there. And after completion of this one, what are the different types of the testings will be there, and even what is the service agreement, and which I said that the enhancement. If the screen is there, the client is not accepting the screen. We have to add some more for that. Even the client is having some of the non-SAP data with him, but you want to make that SAP system. Now the client is converting into the SAP system, but the client is having some of the previous data. They want to make that previous data also into the SAP system. They want to make the non-SAP system into the SAP system by using the methodology of the LSMW and as well as the BS. As like that, what is the live issues and how the job will be scheduling and how the pull request will be run and what is the online helps we are having and all these report painters, incident management, and also the red text and everything. Everything of these concepts will be done in this 30 to 45 day session of the project course. So I think so. Imam has been left. Okay, Imam is there. Okay, fine. So this is the project content, and even including with this project, including with these concepts, what we are doing that as which we discussed from the starting to ending, we are making one full life cycle implementation. That means from the starting of the enterprise structure, in enterprise structure, what it will be, and from there, what we have to do, and what is the global settings, and what is the general ledger settings, and what would be the different types of the postings, the parking, holding, sample, and recurring documents. And after posting of that one, how to calculate the interest. If we are making these of the payments, we are making these of the payments by using the bank. What is the house bank? And when we are making the bank, even with the not in the something check payment, we are making those of the payments by through the online. What is the APP? And like that, the product payments. And after that, how to make the purchase. That means where the vendor will be there and what we are going to purchase from the vendor. And when we are making the purchases, what is the ledger will be effects and what is the purchase order and as well as what is the purchase requisition and as well as what is the stock which we have received and whatever the stocks which we have received, how to make that received stock into production. How to make these received stocks into production. That is called as a GR. If this goods has been received, what would be the IR? IR in the sense of invoice received. IR in the sense of invoice received. GR is called as a goods received and IR is called as an invoice received. When we have received the invoice, what are the ledgers will be updated and where the stocks has to be updated, where it has been updated and everything which we are calling is an IR. GR and IR. After making the GR what we have to do that? We need to make in a production. That means the raw material has been came for us. While during of the production, we are integrating with the MM. When we are integrating with the MM, how it will be acts or the reacts. That will be called as an MMPP, FI and SD. Using with both of these four of the integrations which we are doing this one full life cycle implementation project in this session. I think so Johnny is unable to talk with me. Yeah, Mr. Imam, are you there? Hello? Okay guys, whatever it was, I think so you people are in office or something, whatever, are unable to talk with me. And this is the session, and like this, every day the session will be going. And even I am logging in, I am not in explaining that one. Even I am logging on my SAP, and from here you can watch it, whatever I am explaining. And also, whatever I am explaining day to day, that will be going to record. And whatever the today's class also has been recorded. And whenever you have registered and you are confined, day to day, all the recordings has to be reaches to your mail with a link. That's for sure. And even the material also, which I will give the material with the soft copy to your mail IDs, and you can practice that so much. Okay. Anyway, thanks for this session. And from the Monday onwards, we are continuing the same session with the project. By 2:30 it will be starts, and I don't know how much time it will be. Right? Thank you so much, and thank you. Take care of it. Bye.